present and future, are portrayed here in these bas-relief sculptures. There are more than 100 label inscriptions that mention the names of donors and preceptors responsible for the carving of the images. An unique feature of this Jain center is the mention of nearly 20 lady preceptors with suffix Kurattigal. This center served as a congregation center for Jains from different parts of Tamil Nadu. A part of the Jaina panel of this hill occupied by the devotees of Ayyanar, a local deity. They were conducting animal sacrifice in front of the champions of Ahimsa who preached against animal sacrifice. Till recently, due to strict implementation of Anti-Animal Sacrifice Act in the vicinity of all temples, it was stopped. But now the relaxed state rule emboldened the Ayyanar devotees to kill goats in front of the panel of champions of non-killing. So much for the religious sentiment of the minority Samanars, the Jains. When we move towards the north, from here one comes across living Jainism. Yes, it is in this region generally referred to as Tondai Nadu, Tondai Mandalam. Ancient Tamil-speaking Jain families are living. Here one can see the Jaina caves with stone beds, Tamil Brahmi inscriptions, cave temples, loose sculptures, structural temples with painting and Jaina mutts. Tondai Mandalam includes the erstwhile South Arcot, North Arcot and Chengalpattu districts. The ancient Jain temple at Tirunarangondai near Ulundurpet on the Chennai-Tiruchi National Highway was the main Jain center of this region. Here one can see the cave with stone beds and inscriptions, structural temples dedicated to Lord Parshvanatha, locally known as Appandainatha, and Lord Chandranatha, the 8th Tirthankara. The natural rocks with cave-like space were modelled into structural temples. They are referred to as Melaipalli, Western Temple, and Kilaipalli, Eastern Temple. Tirunarangondai is the extant ancient Jain pilgrimage and Prarthana center. It is of historical importance. Here existed the Veera Sangha, an important Jaina Sangha. The names of ascetics of this center figure in the inscriptions at the southernmost Jain centers like Chitral, Kalugumalai and Aivarmalai. There are a number of ancient Jaina sites and relics surrounding Tirunarangondai. There is a hill near Tyaga Durgam. Near the top of the hill, there is a big cave with stone beds and sculptures of Tirthankara and Dharmadevi, the Yakshi. Today it is taken over by local Hindus and they converted the caves into a Durga temple, plastering over the stone beds. Dharmadevi is worshipped as Durga, a Hindu goddess. The Tirthankara sculpture is venerated as that of a saint. One such Jain site with Tamil Brahmi inscription dated in the 1st century AD is Jambai. Here in the cave is single-line Tamil Brahmi inscription. It tells about the Palli donated by Adiyaman Nedumananji. Near Jambai, another ancient Jain center, Cholapandipuram, in the outskirts of the village is a hilly area referred to as Andimalai. Here there are caves with stone beds, bas-reliefs, inscriptions and some loose sculptures. The inscriptions pinpoint to the antiquity of this Jain center. Siddhavadavan, Chedi chief and a vassal of Chola dynasty, has endowed villages for the upkeep of the Jaina Palli. This lithic record dated in 952 AD mentions the name of a Jaina pontiff, Gunavira Bhattara of Kurandi, an extinct Jain center near Madurai in South Tamil Nadu. The lines of the inscriptions look as if they are underruled. These lines resemble the Kora mat, hence locally called Rock of Kora mat. As one moves on the track of Jaina center comes the district headquarters, Vidupuram. In the radius of 20 kilometers, there are a number of Jaina villages and Jaina vestiges. One such place is the male Kudalur hills, called by Jains as Tirunandigiri and Yennayiramalai, a hill of 8,000s. There are 35 stone beds and a few inscriptions. The inscriptions belong to the Chola and Pallava periods. An earliest record is dated 935 AD. A Jaina pontiff, Vartamana Periya Adigal's name is mentioned in the inscription. A bas-relief of Lord Parshvanatha with an attendant is seen in the face of one of the big boulders. The Lord is called Tirumani Kovil Tevar. In one of the inscriptions, we come across a donation of 700 sheep for getting the ghee required to light a perpetual lamp in front of the Avaniti Latadeva, Lord Parshvanatha. Further survey of Jaina centers leads one to Tindivanam Taluk area, where there are a large number of Jaina relics and structural temples still under worship. The structural temples in Perumundur are ancient. This village is referred to in the inscription as Perumandai Parputtur. There are two temples in this village, one dedicated to Bhagavan Adishwara, the first Tirthankara, and the other to Lord Chandranatha, the eighth Tirthankara. Lord Chandranatha temple is being renovated on a large scale. Two Nirgrantha Munis have camped here and guided the renovation. They have observed the Keshalochana ceremony. The lithic records include the inscription of the Nandivarman II, dated 866 AD, and a number of records of Chola and Sambhuvaraya chiefs. Jaina pontiff Mallisena Periya Adigal figures in the inscription at Aivarmalai near Padani in Dindikkal district. Jaina temple is called Ravikula Sundara Perumpalli. Anantamangalam, a village about 12 kilometers from Perumandur, boasts of a small Jaina cave, inscriptions and sculptures. On the face of the rock in the entrance of the cave, there is a panel of sculptures representing Tirthankara in Padmasana and Kayotsarga postures. The lithic records call this site as Jinagiripalli and refer the name of the Jaina pontiff Vartamana Periya Adigal, who arranged for feeding of the devotee by donating 5 Kalanju gold. It is dated 944 AD during Parandaga Chola's 35th regnal year. The sculpture of Ambika Yakshi, the Dharmadevi, is exquisitely carved. In the northeast direction of Tindivanam, at a distance of about 20 kilometers, is the village Achippakam. There is a hillock on the outskirts of the village with a rock-cut sculpture depicting the Kamada episode in the life of Lord Parshvanatha, the 23rd Tirthankara. The sculptural style indicates the presence of Jainism during 9th century AD. Achippakam is near the Jaina village Peravur, where there is a structural temple and Jain families are living. Now we move to the west of Tindivanam on the Tindivanam-Sinji road. At about the 30th kilometer is the religious headquarters of Tamil Jain community, the Male Sittamur. This village near Sinji is called Simmapuri in old records. There are 2 temples and a mutt. One of the temples, the oldest, is called Mallinadar temple. It is referred to as Kattampalli in the Chola inscription of Aditya I, datable to 888 AD. Mallinadar temple consists of Sanctum Sanctorum, the Garbhagriha, front Mandapam, the Mukha Mandapam, and on the west another Mandapam. A compound wall encloses these